I'm coming live to you this week from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the OCRL TV Truck Series. We have buttons are really hard right now, mostly because I don't have a freaking mouse icon. All right, coming to you live from Vegas. We got a very special treat for you tonight. Jason Gaines, thanks for the follow, bud. Back to the special treat. The special treat we got tonight, we got Eric Mickey joining us in the booth, along with myself and Thomas Morris. Eric Mickey, welcome to the booth. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me on tonight.
I'm doing great also, Wendell. You can screw yourself.
Yeah, we don't care. And hell, you heard it from Thomas. So yeah, we got
I hope they did.
We got Jason Gaines joining us in the chat tonight. He smashing the follow button right during the intro.
Oh, classy.
I won't lie, kind of fucked me up a little bit.
Hate to see Gaines not here again. I mean, 2 weeks and he's done already. I'm just joking with you. He's at work. Well, off work now, but he's on assignment at work, so he couldn't join us here tonight to try and defend his almost win at Vegas last year.
All right. Well, if you guys want to talk to him a little bit about qualifying right now, just say the names. I'm gonna make a phone call real quick, and
Ritz do already.
Yeah, then we'll be ready to rock. Oh, before we do that, Eli, thanks for the host, bud. We appreciate it.
Woo! Well, I can tell you that we're about to kick off qualifying here, and looking to see who's gonna bounce to the top here. We had Randall and Chuck sweep the top two in practice.
Yeah, the JRM trucks, I've been talking to Jeff today, and they feel really strong about their trucks.
Sir, those are JB2M trucks.
Oh, okay, I'll put $1 in the jar, sorry.
Yes.
Talking to Jeff, and they feel good about their trucks tonight, and, it'll be close for that pole. We saw how close the times were in practice.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. We know week in and week out, those are going to be the guys to beat as Groovy goes to the top of the board.
Good speed out of Groovy for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, big pickup for Hollingsworth as well. Todd Smith right now looking pretty good from practice. P13 currently third. Make that fourth.
Jesus, to the top. I've been watching his, and he picked that up on his second lap.
Yeah, picked up not quite 400s from practice. Chuck Sweeting comes in second.
The big thing I want to talk about is Thomas Story up there, top 5.
Yeah, backing up what he ran in practice, pretty much. Well, a little bit down the board from where he was in practice, but
looking at a guy last season compared to this season, a little bit of support, and put him at the top of the charts.
He ran a 96.9 to a 96.4. I think that's pretty much backing up what you ran.
Like Corey Bunch has just started his first lap.
Ooh, that's Sam. That team, in search of some speed, it would appear.
Little down on the pinnacle power?
No pinnacle power involved with those trucks.
Randall is just now pulling off, and he's actually taking it slow on the apron all the way around turns 1 and 2. Is this to keep the engine cool or to keep the tires fresh?
I would say probably to keep that old motor cool before he tries to make 2 hot ones here. Because I feel like you get that second one in, like you saw with Jesus, you're going to get a good lap in.
We're going to finish up with Corey Bunch here, then we'll hop over to that 51 machine.
He's potentially throwing away this first lap, and he will be at the rate that he's going now to get that second lap then.
Corey's going to slot in P14, picked up about 500s from what he ran in practice, so probably didn't even put tape on it when we saw that last week, where he just kind of ran race runs.
So, besides Randall Falks and James Ray, those are the only 2 cars that have not put in a time here in qualifying. Andrade is looking to hold on to this pole.
James Ray, not even in the server anymore, so probably not going to see anything out of him.
Well, now, Eric, you mentioned it. I think Andrade is actually pretty good at holding on to poles.
I mean, my time with him at our team a few years ago, I shouldn't say too much, but I can back you up on that statement.
Definitely threw away that first lap with a 30.78 from Randall.
Well, all eyes are on him now.
I believe that's the way he likes it.
Ooh, a little scuff out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, that may come back to haunt him.
That have given him a DQ for this lap time?
If he get a 0x, it will. It did not. Top of the board.
It did not.
I know Andrade, and if there's one thing he hates more than losing out, it's losing out at the closing minutes. When you feel like you've got everyone beat, and then one guy comes out there and just goes that much faster.
Yeah, that was a good show there.
Check the times, and it's just about a 10th from first place to 11th place.
Well, you know what that means. One hell of a show tonight.
I hope so. Because after last week, our viewer deserves it.
Our one viewer.
Well, I think we have 2 this week.
He's a loyal viewer. We have to take that seriously now.
Very true.
That's right. He's here week in and week out, unlike Thomas Fredericks, who sucks. So.
When we launch our track pass, gonna get the first free trial. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that nothing? You weren't? Were you not ready to announce that yet?
That's a corporate secret. Thank you very much.
Corporate.
Oh, and there we have our other guy joining us tonight. Matt Kingston finally back in the booth.
I got lost.
Did you bring me a hot dog?
No, I ate that in the way. Sorry.
Well,
How about some moose? Did you bring any moose?
No, can't have that. That's illegal.
I beg to differ. We're Americans. We take what we want.
No, a comment in the chat. Jason Gaines saying, "Crazy how competitive the league is now." Couldn't agree with you more. It is kind of ridiculous.
I can second that. It's kind of tough to show up every week knowing that you got to run hard just to get something decent.
Should we begin the grid yet, Wendell, or do you think we got time to wait?
Nope, we're going to take him straight through the grid.
Woo!
Your pole sitter tonight, Randall Falks, driving a 51 truck. He's proprietor of Randall Falks Racing. And outside of him, Jesus Andrade, driving for JB2 Motorsports. Hasn't gridded yet, but I'm sure as soon as he dries the tears from his eyes, he will, in fact, grid.
Running a time on that one.
In the second row, we have Chuck Sweeting and Michael Gruby, which is another RFR JB2M row.
I've got Tom Story in the 37 and 72 of Shannon Segler.
After that, we have Stephen Cox taking 7th place and Jeff Hollingsworth in 8th.
All right, lining up 9th and 10th. Jake, the I'm pitting backy champion. He's rolling off in the 13 car with comer back Jake Finch piloting the iconic number 3.
That's the Jake and Jake show there. Right behind them, we have a teammate, Todd Smith.
Awesome.
Well, teammates, Todd Smith and Greg Newsom.
Out of that, we got the 57 of Troy Campbell in for APC, I believe, and the 81 of Errol Richards Jr. lining up at 14th for JB2M.
Then I believe we have teammates in the 93 and the 94 between Corey Bunch and Michael Whitley.
Correct.
The resident geriatric Gil Gawk rolling off P17 tonight in a disappointing start for Jeff Backey, but look for him to rebound like he did last week.
Right behind him, we have Cat D, Bentley, and James Ray, who did not grid. Round out your field tonight of 20 trucks.
All right, gentlemen, they're rounding turn 3 and/or 4. Since you know
Randall's gonna try to just clear everybody into one and try to jump away as far as he can, but that draft is gonna keep everybody who's in close up on his rear bumper.
Base car's down. Randall's gone. Chuck's right behind
Bad
him.
Start for Jesus on there on the outside.
It's almost like they were counting down on the inside.
That's speculatory.
So definitely the RFR show here. To start with, I should
Followed
say.
by JB2. Pretty much RFR and JB2 are ahead in the top about 6 positions, 6 or 7.
Well, they do make up a good chunk of the field. Especially with
Hollingsworth making the
youngster
move
Gill.
on Steve the long run Cox, coming down the back straightaway there.
Something we
Yeah.
didn't point
Almost
out either.
3
Wendell.
wide back there in,
Looking at it.
Woo.
with Todd Smith trying to get around Steve Cox.
Moving around quite a bit, trying to find a run off the corner there.
Interestingly enough, with the wrong banner on his truck, all that's going to be for naught tonight.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
unfortunate, but rules are rules, guys.
It's almost pointless, you would say. I was going to bring up when we didn't talk about it, but this is the same segment we ran last week at Atlanta, so it would be 40 laps, caution, then 60.
We'll
40
be
caution,
taking
60.
a peek on Chuck Sweeting.
Trying to, isn't he? He's my fantasy pick, so he's either going to win or break out in spectacular fashion.
Well, you win either way.
Winner, winner, chicken
my-
dinner.
Now side by side, coming off at 2. Ruby
Ooh, not going to
loses
get it done, though.
Ooh.
He's dropping back.
Tell you what though, those JB2M cars look like they do have something for those RFR trucks, really.
Yeah, Groovy played it smart there, though. It would have been really easy just to push up into Chuck and take him out, but he lifted and lost the spot to Jesus there.
Can't say this about Groovy, he's always had a history of taking one for the team rather than causing a bigger incident.
Someone we mentioned in practice was Shannon Segler. Kind of came in late, but he already marched into the top 10, or top 5, I should say.
Currently 5th place, and behind them we got Hollingsworth and Todd Smith side by side.
Cox are running each other here right now too. Good racing throughout the field.
Gotta wonder how much of this close racing is due to the cars really being that close versus the draft making up for some deficiencies in setup.
Well, we'll know that in about 6 more laps when the tires fall off. Kind of the same thing we saw at Atlanta. I know if Wendell can remember that far. I know it's hard for you, but it was about 10. We even interviewed Trey, I believe, about 10 to 12 laps. He said that's when it almost flipped a switch, and you just kind of had to start managing how you ran the rest of the stint.
Todd and Tom Story running each other real hard there. Todd wasn't leaving much room
Yeah,
for error, I
that's-
think, trying to get the run up off.
Now, I've been checking out Jeff Backey Jr. here, and he has not really made up the kind of ground I think he was hoping to.
Gotta say, there hasn't been a whole lot of spots to go there. I saw him trying to make a few moves, but they're just kind of shut the door on him.
There's 3 spots
now.
since the start.
But
Which
he's struggling just to catch the cars ahead of him.
It looks like the 23 of Greg Newsom's giving him all kinds of fits.
Well, you gotta know, too, not to overdo it. You know you're getting a yellow at lap 40, so try and make up what you can, and if you
He's
can't
just
make
going
up
for the lead
anything-
on Randall into turn 1.
Take it by the looks of this.
He might make that pass complete. Randall not going to give it to him easy on the
Not gonna
outside,
get
though.
it.
If he can hold it in 3 and 4, he might have a better shot here.
Matters. It's going to be about how brave Randall wants to be on that outside. That turn 4 wall on exit comes up on you pretty quick.
Getting a little help from the top side, too.
Randall definitely pretty ballsy.
It's all that beard power.
Hashtag.
Can take it there, though.
Try
Cleared
to
him
going to
there?
try to get clear and slide up in front of him, and they almost make contact in front
Wow.
of Randall gets the run down the backstretch.
You couldn't get closer than that.
Boys, it's like they're trying to give us a show this week.
Well, it's about damn time. We welcome it.
There's racing all over. Who's that passing Segler? Is that Steve?
But with Falks being a former JB2M driver, you know that JB2M wants to prove that they're still top dog in this series.
Jesus held on to it there.
He is going to solidify that pass for the lead. Now, how long does he hold on to it?
I feel like we're probably going to get a few lead swaps here in the first 40 lap segment.
I'm just happy to say that we've stayed green so far.
Yes, it's a welcome change.
Backy took him 3 wide down the front stretch to get around Gil and Greg there, looking to get around Cat D.
We're going to play a little trivia right now. What's different this week than has been for the last 2?
Oh, Cox in the wall off the turn 2.
Low there.
That's different.
We're at a different racetrack, Wendell.
Okay, yeah, good points, good points. Maybe look to who's missing.
Oh, Troy Campbell blowing up.
Well,
Oh, hard hit for the 57 on the backstretch. Bam! Pounded the inside wall, about where Jeff Gordon did about, what was that, 5-6 years ago now?
yes, sir.
I think that's
it's a
more like
hard hit.
10, actually.
Don't age us that much. But yeah, that's it. Game over for Troy.
Rather unfortunate. His APC teammates, they got their work cut out for him.
What appears here.
Back to your question,
Not a-
Wendell. Not here. Munger, Jason, Eli. I don't know
Go on.
who the hell. Dalton.
We'll leave it up if we have a
Trey?
chatter that's noticed, particular people missing.
Todd gets real tight
Thomas
off of 4.
Fredericks.
Nobody cares that he's not.
No, that's true.
No, it's Trey.
So, Andrade
Huh.
was able to hold on to this lead, and how much of that do you guys think is Randall
Ooh.
just taking his time and biding his time behind him, or do you think Randall is still trying to get up to that lead?
Me personally, I feel like Randall's just going to sit right where he's at. He's going to wait till lap 40 or 39, and then he's going to make that move. By that time, I don't know that Jesus is going to be able to hold him off. I mean, we've seen it. We saw it last week where he was able to put that truck where he wanted it, when he wanted it, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, I'd say
Right
there's
on.
a lot of cat and mouse going on right now.
No, really, there's no sense to push that hard from lap 16.
Well, we
onward.
say it every
the
week,
one
man.
slides up the track, almost caught the outside
Todd
wall.
has got tight a few times. That's going to be something to keep a lookout.
Well, we say it every week, Eric. Well, almost. We try to. These trucks are so, I don't want to say easy to drive, but easier than the Cup car. So you can get yourself into like a false sense of security by driving really hard at the start of the run.
Got Chuck Sweeting taking a look at Randall for second place, with Gruby trying to follow him through. Randall on that really high line between 1 and 2.
Maybe the old 51's not
Ruby
handling
clears
the
them.
way.
But doesn't slide up in front of him. Now Gruby's looking for second.
Looks like he might get it, too.
Get this run off of 4. Might try a slide job down to turn 1 and 2.
Almost fatal for the 7, though.
How much help do you guys think cutting that apron actually helps you?
Maybe a 10th.
But if you do not get set up for that corner, you lose it all back and more.
In the Cup car, I think it sets you up probably to die, but
Yeah, I never like doing it myself. I don't think it's worth the risk. With all this battling behind Andrade, he could look to just keep clearing a path to the stage 1 win.
Yes, that's true. That's definitely going to hold up the guys behind him.
Ruby looks like he's going to be cleared for second place here, followed by 3 RFR trucks.
Now, we'll say this, looking back, Jeff Becky picked up a few more positions. He's made his way to the back of the field, up to P11 so far.
that truck has speed, though, at 30.7 last lap.
Fastest car on track, I'm willing to...
Yeah,
Hazard a
faster
guess.
than the leader.
Andrade's at a
2
30.9 this lap.
And he's in traffic. Jesus is out front by himself.
And Becky's at a 30.8 while battling Hollinsworth here for 10th
This-
place.
Backy
Look at
might
that.
be the one to watch out for, I'd say.
You know, he seemed pretty confident when I talked to him pre-race. He said his goal was going to be to try to get as far up, be as in contention as possible for stage 1. That might not be possible without a caution for him at this point.
I don't know, the way these guys are racing for second place, it's bringing everyone into them.
We
Yeah.
just crossed the halfway point in this stage.
And he's up 8 positions.
Oh,
Looks like he's gonna get.
Sweden gets really loose, almost gets run over.
Boy! Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
wow.
hang on to it.
There was some great reactions by everybody to avoid
Ooh.
a big mess there.
Segler
almost-
took a evasive action there to miss him. Jake Finch, another stout run going this week.
Clear. Look at this back. He's still trucking up to the field here.
I'm telling you,
P9.
see, all this is just bringing him in. Can
Yeah.
just knock him out one at a time here. He might actually get to the top 5 before we end this segment.
That wouldn't be too
Sure.
much of a stretch. I think he's soaking his tires here, Thomas.
You know, he doesn't like the guy, but he's pretty much turned into a little Kyle Busch of the truck series here. I'm sure he'll hate me for that comment.
Looks like the 72 has some rear end damage. I'm not sure where that one came from.
May have been in that little check up there to miss Chuck.
Possibly the 3 car.
Not
Put
seeing a
over
lot
in.
of damage on noses though.
Check out this 3 truck.
Maybe they're built for tough.
Oh, we don't have that yet. Ooh, Tom Story slid up the bank
Looking
a
at
little bit.
Jake Finch though, he is just got really loose,
Yeah,
driving
saw it
the
on
wheels off that thing through 1 and 2.
That's usually a trend. I know we ran this race last year, Matt, and it was different weather. It was kind of like a mini Daytona, but the trucks tend to typically get looser as they run instead of tightening
Yeah.
up. Unless you're Todd Smith.
Jeff Mackey Jr. has just taken 7th place.
Looks like he's gonna get by
He
Chuck here.
is all over the guys ahead of him.
I'm starting to think he's not qualifying on purpose when
Trying
Yeah.
to give us the show, man. He's trying to give us a photo finish at that end of stage 1.
And he's in the top 5.
As we watch that 88 drive from 18th to 5th in 25 laps.
That's gonna be dangerous come the end of the race when he's actually starting with the lead
it's going to
guys.
be dangerous when we throw this caution for the segment.
3.6 behind Andrade. Do you guys think he can get there in 15 laps?
Ooh, somebody looks like they're out of shape there.
I don't think he'll get to Jesus. It's too far.
Fine, it's just my internet. Everybody's fine.
Considering he ran a 2, Jesus did last lap, and Becky ran a 3, so
But he used her up a little bit too much now. Well, just enough, I guess, to get him where he wanted to be.
yeah, I think the guy looking to make changes here is going to be Randall. I know he's running 2nd right now, but I feel like he's not too happy with that truck.
Well, if it's any indication, the way the rest of his trucks are handling, if he's fighting those things, then he's doing all he can just to keep that position.
Every time I mention his name, something happens, but Jake Finch is looking pretty good.
I want to talk about
Been up
Chuck
here
Sweeting
before.
real quick. He's fallen all the way from 3rd to 10th. Any idea what's going on with him?
Probably fighting the same thing Randall is.
Looks like like it's possibly just loose on corner exit.
Look at Corey Bunch coming to pit lane already.
And our 2 probably most impressive big movers of the race so far are about to start battling for the 3rd place with Michael Gruby.
Say, don't count out that 3 truck. He's made his moves up here too.
He's come from 10th to 3rd place now.
It's like Groovy's gonna let him go. Yeah, kinda let
Becky's gonna
Jake
try it
go.
on the outside of Gruby.
Coming real quick, too. Should have the run up off, maybe?
If I know Backy, he's probably gonna try and make a move around Jake in this next set of corners.
How about those bonus points you can get for finishing top 5 in the segment?
That's true, yeah.
Right now, Gruby's hanging on to that last spot ahead of Shannon Sigler.
I think that's the issue we hadn't talked about a lot. Is those points are going to add up as we go along.
Especially when the same trucks are running in the top 5 consistently.
Yeah, you may not win a
helping a
race,
lot.
but if you keep knocking out top 5s,
Yeah.
On
You'll be right
Thursdays,
in.
I definitely have that in my mind and do everything I can to get the most out
So
of
do
it.
I. So do I, then my screen freezes into the inside wall, so.
So we've got Jeff Backey right up on the back bumper of Jake Finch, making the move into 1.
Boy. That
Meanwhile,
truck just-
Andrade is pulling that lead even further,
Ooh.
so his car is not hindered on the long run.
Backy's tires just told him no more of that with a little slide there coming out of turn 2.
You're not just gonna turn that one down there, sir. Got the one truck coming to pit lane.
Backy just got tight in the middle 3 and 4 there and had to back out of it, or else he was going to make contact with Finch.
He did some pretty good driving there. From
Oh,
the first looking.
Steve missing pit lane there, or just getting loose.
Column A,
Oh, that's
column
Daryl.
B.
Sorry, Daryl. All these damn JB2M trucks are painted too close together.
That was
Steve definitely off the pace.
Oh, what's Steve wanting? All
Yeah,
these
it
damn
was.
blue trucks.
Looking back,
Who paints those things?
I
over
don't
there?
know if he was trying to get to pit lane, to be honest.
It just looked like he got loose. I caught the tail end of it. Not
Just
having the
do it.
night he wanted, though.
Too high up on the track if he was trying to get to pit lane there.
I'm
That's
sure he
it's
wasn't too
tough to
worried.
say.
I mean, Becky went around him, so no one's going to run into him. 23 coming to pit lane. Interesting strategy here.
Think they're just gonna try to cool it and try to be in the lead at the end of the next.
Here's what I think's
work
happening.
with
They're just not good enough to. I don't think they can stay out there. I think Todd was complaining that he was too tight already, and he's going to knock the wall down.
Jeff Becky
So-
right up on the back bumper to the 3 truck coming down the front straightaway. He's going to try that move one more time.
Although I'm not sure you'd pit with 8 to go in the segment.
No. Back he takes it.
Looks like he is going to clear at that time.
Groovy's coming with him. Maybe not.
Well, he's going to give it his damnedest try.
Gonna try. Jake's not rolling over for anybody.
Jake has a nice truck here tonight. Hopefully. As I say that, nothing bad will happen in this last week.
Oh my
Right.
God!
You're
know
not
who's
me.
here,
You can't
Wendell.
jinx him.
James
Huh.
Duke.
James.
Oh, hi. Welcome to the party,
That's who we're
Thomas.
visiting. I don't read chat.
Wait, what? Nobody said it in chat. So,
Okay, that's alright. I thought someone might have brought it up already.
no. Hey, I'm actually surprised. But, no, we've got James Duke laying out tonight. Not sure what's going on there, but... Yeah, gentlemen, like you said, Jesus Andrade taking a 2.5 second lead over second place Randall Falks.
If I'm not mistaken, pit road should be closed this lap or the start of the next lap. So anyone looking to pit, it needs to be aware of that.
That is
For
true.
sure. You don't want to ruin your entire race by making a mistake like that, for sure.
It's an easy thing to not keep in your head when you're in the middle of trying to get things done and just trying to figure out how to better yourself for the rest of the race.
Exactly, yeah.
Be interested in these closing laps to check the lap times between the 88, 51, and the 7.
I was looking at that earlier. They're all right on top of each other pretty well. Oh, the 88 faster that lap, actually, sorry.
Yeah, one lap I think they ran a 66 to a 68 to a 69. It was
Yeah.
like, are you kidding me?
88's been pretty much consistently the fastest car on the racetrack right now. He's up from P18 to P3.
Got it with an 83 to Randall's 82.
Back at
To
64
Backy's
again.
64. Backy is definitely the quickest of those top 3.
I'd
So
be
can
looking
we
to get Randall for that point, too.
can we say that we hope he gets a speeding penalty?
Don't.
Has
it
to do
hurts.
this all over
it
again?
still hurts. Don't talk about speeding penalties.
Works for me. I like those. Oh, Randall, big slide off of turn 4.
Able to gather it back up. Not going to lose too much ground, but not helping him either.
No.
61 for Backy to Andrade 78.
I think the battle right here is going to be with Jake, Gruby, Hollingsworth, and Segler trying to get that final spot.
That's a gaggle of
Like
cars.
Ruby's got that final spot for the moment, trying to take 4th on Finch.
Hey, you better be careful trying to get around Finch. You could lose a spot or two.
As Hollingsworth steps it up in the battle, getting around Segler. He's got his eyes set on Groovy.
What's that?
2 to go
Two
for
to
the
go in
segment.
the segment. Yep. Jinx, you'll make hope.
This battle for 4th is going to be the place to watch.
Oh, there on
Gruby's
Finch.
going to stick it in there.
Hollingsworth might get a run on both of them down this backstretch.
I'm not going to have anywhere to go with it, though.
Be brave.
Straight down to the apron. Let's see it.
Track's wide enough.
Great time here.
White flag.
White flag one more time around. We'll end this segment.
Ooh, Randall.
Oh, big trouble for Randall there.
Ooh,
Oh,
and
he is
saved
all
it.
over the place.
He saved
Wow.
it.
Scraping
was
the
some
wall
dirt
with the
track.
right
They
rear
are
a little
almost
bit.
3 wide. They're going to be 4 wide if they try
Oh
this.
boy. Might get dicey here. Oh, Jake
Like I have
backed
to
out
throw
of
a
it.
yellow for
Ruby's
this.
trying to put some more.
Oh,
He's lost
Randall
it
out of shape
again. Randall
again.
all over the place.
Oh boy.
We'll let this play out, then we'll get the yellow.
Randall's in danger of not picking up any bonus
Yellow
points.
is out for the segment.
Wow. I didn't want that to end.
No, you just want to keep watching.
We were watching
Randall
a
Falks,
replay.
after that strong run, ends up 6th without a single bonus point to show for that first stage run.
We're gonna change his name to Ken Block.
That's a kick in the nuts.
That was some hella good driving from.
You know he's got to be
51
frustrated that he fell off so badly.
Absolutely, and the biggest gainer so far tonight, Jeff Backey Jr. rolling off grid P18 up to 2nd.
The rest of this field is in big trouble with him starting at, well,
And-
assuming the pit stop goes well, he's going to start up at the front.
Including his teammate, Jesus Andrade.
I think Jesus is a little worried now.
I would be
As
after
well
watching
he
that
should be.
performance.
And if you're Andrade, you know, in my experience with him, he doesn't save too much, especially in these shorter races and in the trucks, so I'm not sure if he really has much more to get out of that thing. The JB2M 123 at the end of this.
Everybody should be coming down the road here, even the trucks that pitted. What, 10 laps ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna have Corey Bunch as the lucky dog.
Yep, first truck on that down. Be Todd and, well, Whitney's 2 down.
That's one lucky dog. Right.
Not with that truck set tonight. I don't know if you've called the 93, but that thing is, she's down a couple
No, I
cylinders.
can't find it. It's just kind of too far away from everything else.
Still back in Atlanta, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a long year for the Burnout Racing team, I feel like.
Hopefully they can find it.
I think the person happiest to see the caution right now is the driver of that 51 truck, Randall Fox. Battling, I don't even want to call that loose. Just call that a non-existent.
Yeah, he's still on pit lane. Probably getting oiled on.
Yeah, he did make a little bit of contact right rear the first slide he made.
I must say, though, he did one hell of a job to keep that thing pointing somewhat in the right direction and away from the fence.
We got a little time here, Wendell. You want to grab somebody and talk to them, maybe?
Yeah, I don't, yeah, man.
Let's see if I can grab this guy. Hang on.
Sound like Charlie Brown. I don't know about you guys.
Something.
I kind of hope he's going up there to grab Backey.
We have the man himself, Wendell James. The man who drove from whatever it was to 2nd place.
Backey P18 to P2 under green. Man, barring catastrophic failure, you're the man to beat tonight. How you feeling?
Oh man, these guys at JB2 Motorsports, they put together a good truck. Really didn't have a whole lot, just kind of turned around the Atlanta truck from last week and worked on some things with the aero and the rear end to settle it down. And I didn't expect to be that good. I saw Jesus pull away, and I felt like we'd be better than some of the other guys. But yeah, that was fun racing out there. Seeing a lot of these guys, I mean, they're not easy to drive by any means, but I guess we're driving a little bit easier than some of the other guys.
You're making it look pretty damn easy, and just so you know, you got your #1 fan Eli in chat. He's pulling for you tonight.
Oh, we appreciate it. Hope to get him a win.
I don't think we have much worries on that unless we get some kind of green-white checkered at the end here.
Yeah, Jeff, you seemed pretty confident when I was asking you about how your trucks felt in practice, and we can see why. You got a 1-2-3 finish for stage 1. You're going to restart 1-2-3, and you guys look like you're going to have control of the at least the beginning of this next segment. Do you think Jesus is holding anything back? Does he have anything to run with you, or do you feel like you're going to be able to just drive around and set sail?
He was talking about being loose, and hearing around from the entire team, they're still fighting a loose, and I don't feel that. So it's just managing your tires. I'm not sure. Maybe he was trying to get out. Being the lead, I wouldn't think that he would try to push it too much. But with me up here, he might have been holding back. So
Seems that overdriving into the corner and destroying that right front has finally paid off for you tonight.
oh, what are you talking about?
I'm just remembering back in the old days where I would always constantly hear Cox yell at you for driving too hard.
Oh yeah. No kidding.
All right, well,
Well, we'll let you go there, Jeff.
we got lights out on the pace car. We're gonna send him back. And gentlemen, clearly you've seen it. That's he's the class of the field tonight.
I don't think Jesus is just going to roll over, though, Wendell. You recall Richmond last year when they tussled?
Well, regardless of whether he wants to roll over or not, it's going to be hard for him to make up 2/10 a lap.
But he can do the man.
Yeah, he can also hit the outside retaining wall as well.
Let's
Well,
not.
we can all do
let's
that.
not pass up the number 3 Jake Finch out there. If he was able to do something to make his truck a little bit better there, he was pretty close to Backy, and he might have something for all 3 of these JB2 cars up here at the front.
Gotta remember, it was clean and green that first segment, so if we do it again, you're gonna have to make a green flag pit stop, more than likely.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Definitely.
you can go as long as they're gonna have to go.
We've got the Ford Mustang diving down pit road. Backy's going to hold him up. Jesus is going to
Agree.
take off as the leader.
Big
'cause
jump.
We were confused about that.
Wendell forgot who was leading.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Backy was leading.
Good jump for Jake, though. Gonna try and stick with that little trio.
Now the one to watch come tearing up through the field might be that 51 truck. If he got
At
some
least
hand,
until the tires destroy themselves.
and he'll be back where he was.
And you get a feel too, Eric, like that. That's probably something he's not gonna be able to fix on that 51. It's just something probably in the setup that was not fine-tuned enough for the race.
Yeah, I mean that seems to be what I experienced a lot. Like if you go wrong that big, there's not much you can do in race to fix it.
Chuck already trying to work in a high line. Don't think that's gonna work out too good. Oh, look who's back there lurking, Wendell.
Are we surprised
Driver of
they
that
all
97
settled
truck.
down into single file this soon instead of trying to get all they can get?
Well, up front, it didn't surprise me, because look who's up front.
Yeah, Morris, we briefly mentioned it right before the segment went in. Hollingsworth slowly, quietly making his way up to the top 5. He's
I
literally
recall
right.
saying that truck looked like it was
Finch has a
struggling.
run on Groovy down the backstretch here for 3rd place, trying to break up this JV2M train.
Hashtag not a train.
Choo-choo.
Yeah, I think as good as Finch is running tonight, I honestly believe he just wants to finish where he's running for once.
Yeah, bad
He's
luck
had top
plaguing him.
5 trucks.
So what I'm hearing is throw this banana peel out on the track.
Or a late race yellow to make sure that the finish order is all jumbled up.
Hey, I'm not the guy who has to go through that, so I don't care.
Because there's nothing worse than a late yellow to really mess up a race.
Yeah, I cannot agree with that more, especially after this past weekend.
Ooh, hard clean it. Let's go about that. Pit limiter.
Oh,
pit
Ruby looked
limiter.
like he got a little out of shape. Allows Finch to get to his outside now.
Yeah, maybe he can pinch him down a little bit here and keep Groovy from getting any momentum on him.
Finch got a hot rod there.
Yeah.
Power move on the outside.
Might be one of the sleepers there in this race for Paradigm Racing.
I think once you get to know certain people well enough, as I mentioned earlier, Groovy will do what he can to avoid contact with other drivers at his own expense. So you can kind of exploit that and race those guys a little bit harder if you want. I mean, I've done that myself in the past to guys, so that's definitely a factor that plays when you're racing this hard and track position is this key.
Yeah, we saw it last week with Groovy too. He's getting some good solid finishes in to build those points up that he might need in case he can't get a win.
We are officially halfway through this race, gentlemen.
Woo!
We've
What's
seen
fast
we've
tonight, boy?
seen extreme strength out of JB2M. We've seen the Randall Fox machines falling backwards a little bit. Maybe a change of pace compared to last week.
I'd just like to say overall, after the first 2 weeks, it's nice to get into a race where the only caution we've had to throw is one that was intended.
Shut your mouth.
I'm sorry, I am.
Still a
the
long
walking
way to go
jinx. Finch is all over these two for the lead here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Jeff's saving a little bit here, because we saw the speed of that truck. He should have been able to blow the doors off that 7 truck.
Even at the start of the run last one, I know everybody was looking back there, not seeing that he wasn't moving, so that might have been his plan, just wait and save up the tires and then make your charge when you
Plans change when someone sticks their nose on your gearbox.
when you've got a truck like Backy's and you know that you're going to be a tenth or two potentially quicker than the guy ahead, you kind of just wait until that starts to take over, and you don't really have to be the one doing all the work.
Until Jake Finch, he takes the look underneath Backy.
Yeah, I believe that 3 truck said, screw your plans, bud.
Well, you know
the biggest part of running him here on the outside hard is just to test out that outside line.
You know what they say about plans, Morris? They are always inaccurate predictions.
I gotta say, Jake is a former driver for Jeff, so probably nothing better for him than to smile as he passes him. Be like, haha, I can do it without you now.
He
slides
there,
right in
but
front of
there
him.
might be a crossover there, yep.
Well, we've seen that 3 truck stout on the outside through 3 and 4, though.
I was a teammate to Jake for a while, and he was always a fun guy to race with.
Ooh, he slides up a little bit.
Gee.
Almost
I don't think
contact.
saving, guys. At least not in that corner.
No, that was a little close for comfort.
It's hard to save, though, because with these trucks and with all the grip that this track has, it's all about momentum. So if you end up having to give up momentum, you could cost yourself some track position that's really hard to get back.
We saw that with Chuck Sweeting earlier, dropping 5 spots, just having to lift a little bit.
Well, we even heard it from Backy last week, talking about if you try and save too much in this truck, it just doesn't help you. You need to keep it in the track as hard as you can to keep the right front on it, otherwise you're going to burn the right rear off. According to those fast people setups, Wendell.
Yeah, tire management, not something I'll ever have to worry about again.
Except on your Honda.
No, a good alignment and a quality set of tires, you're good to go.
Now, can you get that at Scotty's Small Engine Shop?
You cannot. However, you want your small engine work done, repaired, fixed, broken, torn apart, rebuilt, refreshed. That's your man, Scotty with the small hands.
Just get him a brand new sign.
I want to point out something that I don't think any of us would have expected. Randall Fox is still 14th.
Oh boy.
I'll one up that one. Gil Gawk is still in this race.
Oh, Becky and Finch get close to each other again, coming off of more.
I got nothing for that one.
Thank you. I'm going to drop the mic on that one. I'm done.
Compared to the last 2 weeks, that's a vast improvement.
How about this? He's ahead of Corey Bunch.
And Corey Bunch is ahead of Randall Fox.
Yeah, that's... I
The
think...
backwards field.
Now, if
I don't know if
we're,
Randall heard that truck or what.
if you guys will look back there, Randall Fox has moved himself up to the top of the racetrack, and he's starting to pick him up, put him down.
Whoa!
As he threads the needle right there.
That was a Randall move if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Making
He's
it
got
work.
the confidence to make it work, but...
Though I can say it does not exactly build confidence from the guys around you in you when you do make those moves.
No, we watch
No,
him
it
here
does
going
not.
through 1 and 2. He's 2.5 lanes up the racetrack, and going back
Get
to
this run on
Finch,
Gil here.
Finch finally cleared Backy.
that momentum talk. Looks like that's how he's getting it done through 1 and 2.
I mean, I think we're all surprised he hasn't gone by these guys here at the back sooner
Becky
than
to the
this.
inside.
Boy,
The
these
only-
guys are just letting Jesus get away, though.
That's what I was gonna say. That all that racing just
Now, do you think that Randall may have laid back for 10 or so laps to kind of offset the fall off?
Possible. He figured he'd try something, a more backy-like run here for this final leg here. But I wouldn't be surprised if he tries some crazy pit strategy that the leaders aren't going to try to make up for this. Because if everyone decides they're not going to be able to make it to the end on fuel, then you start wondering if you should short pit, try to gain some time on new tires.
We got power move coming out of the 88 truck around that 3 truck of Jake Finch.
Yeah, these boys need to get it figured out, or we're gonna have a clean sweep by Jesus here.
Check the gap at the line. Andrade's got just over a second on Backy.
Picked up about 400 set lap.
But Backy was quicker than Andrade on that lap. 68 to a 71.
Well, Finch falls back to P4. That's still right where he wants to be, I'd say, especially with the pit stops and everything coming up.
I feel like he was driving that truck pretty hard to stay up there.
I mean, when you consider he's only being beat by the potentially the best team in the truck series, that's not something to be disappointed in.
No.
Yeah, it's no secret that team works really hard on truck sets. I would say harder than anyone else in this series. So it's no shock to see them run up front.
No, and with Jake Finch pretty much running for a newly formed team this season, that's speaking loud words.
Now, if I look a little bit further back, I believe that's the Chuckster back there.
Absolutely. Looks like he made a quality adjustment on that truck. And it also looks like he's running a similar line to Randall Falks right now. High in 1 and 2, middle to low in 3 and 4.
Wonder if they're trying to get around those bumps low and just keep it wound up through 1 and 2.
Whatever it is, it's keeping him in the top 5 solidly right now.
Backy is not consistently faster than Andrade at this point, so we'll have to check in on this in another about 5 laps or so and see when the
Look at
crossover
those
happens.
times. 9s, O's, I mean, just all over each other. I think you could honestly leave this race frustrated with the top 10 knowing you were running the same times as almost the leader and you just couldn't go anywhere.
Somebody I want to talk about real quick. We haven't mentioned him all night long. Cat D driving for King Crossover Motorsports in that GameStop 17 truck. Rolled off P19. He's up to 11th. As soon as I say that, he scuffs the wall out of 2. But just
Stop talking about it.
just real solid, real quietly maintaining pace. I think he's also possibly looking just to finish a race here.
He finished Atlanta last week.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what I had for lunch, so remembering that far back is impossible.
Just he's hoping that when he pits her into green, if we do it to a green stop, that it just puts fuel in the truck. So
Now, just
Go ahead.
Just in front of him, Randall Falks has moved himself back up to P10.
and just to prove a point, he's fast
Well, the
right
JB2
now.
trucks pull off there.
Oh, pitting already, huh?
Backy and Andrade are in.
Oh, Cat D sideways on the front stretch. Saves it.
He collects
Definitely
it.
not one.
Good job, Wendell. You cursed him. Thanks a lot.
Well, that's what he gets for not running the damn Nintendo scheme.
So it looks like their plan was to forget about trying to make it all the way and just split the 60-lap run in half.
Oh, here's the thing with that, Eric. I wonder if they could even make it all the way with the speed they have.
Gruby and Finch coming down right behind him.
I think at this point, you got to start looking at a guy like Randall. Maybe the reason he hasn't made his way through the pack is saving fuel.
Now that
He might try to stretch it.
That moves Chuck Sweeting up to P1. Give that man a bonus point.
Woo! No, there's no bonus points for leading laps.
Oh, we don't do that anymore.
Nope.
All right, wrap it up. We're done here. Shut it down. Shut
So
it
I'm
down.
gonna get no points this
Thanks,
year.
Marty.
And 1 lap
Here
to
at the
go.
Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Just checking the pit exits here to make sure everyone obeys the exit rules. You know how I am about giving those penalties, Wendell.
If I'm correct, it looks like Andrade has pulled his lead over Backy.
Indeed. And that's pretty substantial, almost half a straightaway over.
Leading is
what's-
in from the
Becky
lead.
didn't get a good start there.
Hollingsworth is your new leader as the pit cycles continue.
Gotta think these guys that are still out there must be looking at pit road here soon, because the time they're losing to Andrade and Becky and the rest of the leaders is be overcome, unless they're hoping for a caution or something to come out now. Leapfrog.
Yeah, a little bit over a second a lap. I think that's going to hurt Hollingsworth, Segler, and Falks the most.
Jake Champion makes it to pit lane safe and sound this week.
Well, as long as he doesn't have Backy behind him, he should be good to go. These boys are still keeping it out. So
Boy,
20.
it's getting dangerous though with
I gotta
Groovy
say,
and Finch
I'm,
trying to cut through the field.
Might get the caution they're looking for.
I'm looking forward to seeing if any of these RFR guys or anybody else up here tries to stretch this one out.
It's a good question. Maybe I should hop over here.
Andrade is just passing Randall Falks, who I think is probably the most likely to make that kind of a move. And so he's got a lap lead over Andrade at this point with about 25 to go.
Jesus in the next probably 2 laps going to be able to unlap himself. Teammate Jeff Backy a little bit further back, so it's going to take him a little longer to do so.
That getting off pit road like Andrade did could have just won him this race if everything cycles around.
Ooh, 13 getting hit with a, he's gonna serve it himself, but merged too soon.
Just looking at the lap times, Randall did not run more than 2 laps quicker than a 30.5 since the start of stage 2, which tells me that he purposely has not pushed the truck.
Jesus unlapping himself the hard way. And you can see the difference in what the 4 freshies make versus old tires here, as he just walks away from Hollingsworth.
So at this point, you got the top 5 who have not pit yet. Hollingsworth, Ziegler, Falks, Glazer, and Gawk. I feel like I just ran off the names of a law office.
That's a new series coming this fall to CBS.
Ziegler, Glazer, and Gawk.
Nobody will watch that.
Attorneys in the fast lane.
Oh God! And
we're going to commercial.
And this is my only broadcast with the OCRL TV team.
Actually, pretty sure we're going to fire Fredericks and bring you in full time.
Without a doubt.
So, in-race reporter then on Thursdays?
I'm going to tell you to not go ahead and do that because it sucks.
And now we've got Backy unlapping himself from the 97 of Hollingsworth. Now the good news is they're no longer a lap down. The bad news is they got to do it one more time to get back to the lead.
That's what I'm
and
thinking.
those lap
plenty of
numbers
time.
are counting down.
You've got plenty of time to have saved those laps of fuel. If you were saving underneath that caution, I think they went green with about 55 to go. And
you can make that in a truck.
You can do about 55, somewhere in the realm of 55 laps. So save a little bit. You can stretch that number even further and make this work.
It's just a matter of speed versus how much fuel you have.
Jake Finch also unlapping himself.
At this point, last lap by Andrade was 26.76 seconds behind the leader. I'm going to check it this time as he was the high side through 3 and 4.
He had to get around Whitley pitting. Pitting the old big red machine.
25.63, and I forget the number I said he was last lap, so that meant nothing.
About 2 seconds.
all right.
We need to give this man our overlay thing, the one that has the scoring monitor on it, so we
Yes,
can see that.
I am legitimately just going by the in-race numbers here.
We've got
We have
20 to
these fancy
go.
number things that do that.
20 laps to go, 19 to the line. We got Hollingsworth leading. Randall Falks has moved up to P2. Shannon Segler, he's running P3 right now with Bentley Glazer. All four of them apparently on the same strategy here, with Jesus Andrade half a track back and gaining.
I'm telling you though, if they make it to the end at this pace, Andrade will not catch Hollingsworth in
That's
the
basic
lead.
math. That's not going to work out. A second
Yeah,
a lap with 20 to go and you're 26 seconds back. You're going to need more than that.
Well, Hollingsworth last time by 31.829. Jesus Andrade's last time by 30.458. Looking about
Oh,
one
yeah.
and a half-ish seconds.
It's going in the right direction, but Jesus is also going to continue to lose time as well.
At a certain point, they're probably going to level off and be running very similar lap times.
One thing not helping Jesus either, he has no one to help push, like no draft truck around him. He's all by himself.
Best thing for Andrade at this point would be for the 97 to be unable to make it to the end. That lessens, and that'll lessen the gap he has to close to the then first place car, Randall Falks, if that were to happen.
It's a lot of ifs.
Yes. But those are the only thing that Andrade's got to look forward to if he plans on winning this race, unless we get a caution here.
And from the way it looks, these boys don't seem like they want to have a caution tonight.
Well, after the last 2 weeks, I don't think that we can afford a caution tonight. Joining us live in the booth, Trey Landry. How you doing, bud?
What's going on?
Missing a barn burner.
I see that.
Very interesting race we've got on our hands right now.
The strategeries are real tonight, Trey.
Well, I like strategery.
Yeah, your truck that you should be in tonight, or your team, is dominant, but they might have actually been too good to make it on fuel.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it looks like Jesus Andrade 10.9 seconds back from the leader. Actually, no, that's going to be more than that.
19.2.
16 seconds back.
He's still about a second or so a lap quicker, but just not enough.
Had 15 to go there now, so.
Yeah, he desperately needs a yellow.
Yeah, I should be racing tonight, but you know, I got doing that bathroom remodel and got those honeydew lists. She said get the damn tile done, so I had to finish that up.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
well,
understandable.
Trey, if there's one thing I've learned, and you're probably already aware of this, a happy wife equals happy life.
Oh yeah,
Because when mama ain't happy, nobody's happy.
it's nice to see my man Jeff Hollingsworth up front, leading some laps. It's like what he's led 16, so
He is on a fuel strategy move, trying to stretch this last run in order to hold
Awesome.
off the JB2M trucks of Jesus Jeff.
Now, it looks like they've leveled off to about a second per lap. Jesus being faster than Hollingsworth by a second. And he's got that many laps to catch him. 13 to go.
Not enough. Not at
Not at-
16.8.
Not enough.
now Jeff's going through this lap traffic, and he's gonna have to hope they clear him without really slowing him down any more than what he is.
And you got to know at a certain point when the JB2 trucks realized what the situation was, they stopped even bothering to take care of their stuff, and they've just been all about closing that gap, and that's just going to make the trucks drive even worse and worse as we get older on these tires.
Now, Hollingsworth having to stay
good
high
point.
there for the 94 and the 23, who are essentially on
New
fresher
tires.
tires. That may slow him down a little bit.
Also, Tom Story going to take that spot. Well, we wondered what was going to possibly derail the 88 machine tonight, and it looks like fuel mileage might be that one thing.
Very important to note, though, that he has not been able to better Andrade since they started this stage 2, so Andrade picked up his game from the first stage.
I brought that up at the beginning with, but you guys were like, oh, he'll go by him, it's fine.
We were looking at numbers, man. And
Numbers or nothing.
and we did make room for the fact that Andrade could potentially improve his truck.
I blame Kingston. He was all against it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh, I mean, he's Canadian, so what can you do?
Pray for better internet.
Oh, you just blink around here and nobody can see us, and then
You
we...
can pray all you want. You better write your congressman.
Pretty sure they have different things up there.
We do end up.
Like a Mountie.
No.
Is that not the word? I'm sorry.
No. Okay, we're done.
Is
Shut
it
it
maple
down.
syrup? It's just maple syrup.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is no taxation without representation, okay? I'm a couple hundred years late, aren't I?
I think
Just a
so.
few.
It's okay.
Is maple syrup a public figure?
No, but a beaver is, so...
Oh,
And it depends
You
on who
talking
it
about
is.
porn stars?
There might be a lot of beavers that are public.
keep in mind we've got
I know some websites where you can go and you can find those.
we've got
Yeah,
9 to
cover
go,
your
8 of
ears.
the line. We got Jesus Andrade entering turn 3. We got
dare you
Hollingsworth
bring
coming
us back
across
on
the
track.
start-finish line.
Pretty interesting, this. But
8 to go, but I think you guys are right. I think Andrade just going to run out of time.
if
Well, numbers don't lie, Wendell. So
Well,
those top...
unless
if you
they go by
manipulate them,
Wendell's.
they can.
Jesus
top
only
horses
about
keep the gas
a
in.
little over a second quicker than Hollingsworth on that last lap. So at this point, Andrade is just going to do all he can to run down the couple guys ahead of him and see if he can get back into the top 3, maybe.
Say that's one thing we didn't bring up at all. Yeah, he's got to, even if he had a faster truck, he's got to get around these guys first to get to
He's not going to
Hollingsworth.
have the tires or the maneuverability to get by him as quickly as everybody else at this point either. So
And they don't
he's
want to
gotta
see
hope
another
for,
JV2 truck in victory lane.
got to hope for about 4 cars ahead of him to suddenly slow down.
Not to mention, there's guys out here like Corey Bunch and Steve, and I believe that's Todd, all on fresher tires. They're kind of, that buffer.
Yeah, that last time by, only 0.6 of a difference. That's not going to work in his favor. So at this point, Hollingsworth looking to hold on to take home his first win of the year.
So do we need to worry about Hollingsworth and fuel, or has he got plenty of fuel?
Gonna be close, I think.
Yet to be determined.
Gonna be
It's
close, but
55 laps.
you'd think with when they went back green, if they saved under yellow and they've been able to save this entire run, then I think potentially all 4 of those guys could be safe.
Let's just say if he's not, we're in for a major heartbreak.
Yeah, we are. You hate to come this close and lose a race.
Well, we're
Almost
5
like
laps to
Homestead
go.
last year.
And looks like saving grace tonight, if things finish the way they are, it's going to be Randall Falks. With a solid
Randall.
rebound.
May as well take that one as a win, considering how ugly his car looked earlier
Yeah.
on in this race.
Considering how
Absolutely.
he ended stage 1,
Yeah.
Yeah.
almost on the hook.
Definitely not the night that he was looking for, though. He's not going to be happy to take home.
Tell you what, boys,
Second.
Chuck Sweeting all over the back of that 88 machine.
Real quick, before we get to the end, I just want to let you go.
Oh, backy. Oh, boy.
Oh,
Whoa! I don't think there was contact. I think he just
There we go.
No,
That's
but
that's
there
the
was
race
severe
on the
contact.
track right now, guys.
rattled his cage a little bit there.
So definitely a little life. We saw at the end of that run
Definitely
there.
took the air off that spoiler right there.
Yeah, move that
If I know
26
the
up to
88
P6.
driver, he's gonna be a little hot on that one.
Yes, he will.
Well, from what I understand, he'll just go out back, have a beer with Bert, call it a day.
Some heavy petting might be involved.
Steve Cox and Corey Bunch making their way by our leader Hollingsworth right now off of turn 2.
Finally unlapping themselves.
Those
But,
two
That's actually,
are.
that's a battle for position.
Yeah,
Steve
they
and
are.
Corey.
They are battling for 13th.
We've got
Yeah,
3 to
whoever
go.
saw that day.
Not the night either one of them were hoping for.
Stevie
Andrade
Long Run
puts
Cox
himself
not
up.
even not a factor.
We got 3 to go. We got Hollingsworth out front. Randall not close enough to make it matter, but
Jesus, we should mention, did work his way past Shannon Sagler for 4th place.
as well
Should
as
be able to
Bentley
get
Glazer.
Bentley.
Oh, he's past Bentley.
Still running decent lap times, but
Yeah, it's
not
not
going
enough.
to be enough.
I don't even think he's got enough to catch Randall Falks.
Oh, not, we are coming to
So
one
we
to
are
go here.
watching this 97 car for any kind of hiccup it might have in this last
Looks
lap
like
here.
Todd's trying to stay behind him.
Do not make me do another lap. Do not make me do another
You
lap.
son of a bitch. You go
That's
ahead of me.
when you know that your car is just not good. You're just like, yep, nope, I'll stay.
Like,
Well,
I'll
like I
take
say,
that lap
it's-
down.
Probably gonna
it's
cue
kinda-
that up in chat here.
It's kind of nice to have a fantasy pick of mine actually do well.
Did you
with
pick him
Jesus.
this week?
I picked Jesus.
Who'd I pick? Groovy? Fuck.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't participate in the podcast, so don't
First
have
win
to
of the
worry about
season.
that.
Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth.
We got
APC
Jeff Hollingsworth in the 97
That was a
truck
great-
for APC. Bring it home to victory lane, bud.
That was an interesting race there with strategy and tires attacking each other.
First career truck win as well.
I know, looking back at 6th place, Backy's going to be really upset after how good that truck was to
Oh,
begin
and
with.
Shannon Segler, heartbreak, ran out of fuel.
Oh no.
He looks like he's going to
Still came home
finish.
7th place.
I've got him scored. I've got him scored as 16th.
I've got him scored 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, I got him scored 7th.
We're going to go with y'all's because
He ran out off of 4. That's about it.
Just trying to make that replay still.
let's cue this man up on a burnout.
That's good to see Jeff win.
Absolutely.
Becoming, I guess, for the broadcast team, one of our favorite drivers to talk to.
I guess he's becoming the fuel man, right? Because he won Talladega on fuel, and now he won
Yeah,
Vegas
he
on
sure
fuel.
did. Yeah, sure did.
And I recall him saying, "This is not how I like to win races," but
No matter how you win,
The win, guys.
still a win.
Yeah,
although
that's right.
I wouldn't really call it as much of a fuel mileage race tonight as he knew he couldn't beat them on straight up pace, so why not try something different?
It's not always the fastest truck or car that wins the race.
Gentlemen, I also want to point out we have officially ended a race before 10 p.m.
Woo! So
So
let's
I take
have
it
the
was
longest
really cool
after
to
party
see
we
the-
can ever
yeah.
have.
So I take it we were not a whole lot of cautions here, huh?
Just the one.
Caution
for
free
the
except for
segment.
the stage.
Oh wow.
Good stuff. And no, that does not mean extended party. That means let's get these interviews done.
Get your ass to bed.
Kinda, because I have court in the morning.
Woo!
Oh, so I'm okay. So I'm looking through the field, and I see why there was only one caution.
Oh, see, Trey gets it freaking
Got
immediately.
Well,
Thank
that's
you,
not
Trey.
fair after the fact. I mean,
Trey,
we're sitting here trying to
that's
watch
why
it.
you're my favorite.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, Trey wasn't here, so we didn't have 2 spinouts. No,
right?
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
I mean that is true. That's fair
I love
criticism.
love you.
That's fair criticism.
Although,
What do you say we get one of these bad boys in here?
let's start with Jesus before he gets deported.
Let's do it.
Wow.
ICE agents on his block.
Really pisses me off.
Well, you wanted
Oh.
him, and he's pissed off. So there's
Well,
Jesus. so
speaking
keep
of
it
which,
in.
yeah, he's madder than hell, but he's coming home P3 tonight. Jesus, I know this isn't the strategy that you had hoped worked out, but P3 is still a solid night, man. Talk to us.
Yeah, just that's not where it should have finished. It's just I'm kind of sick and tired of getting so close to these races and something always fucking it up. But it is what it is. It was a great team effort. We all put our heads there before the start of practice there, and we got this together. And Backy fine tuned this on that last stop. Not the last stop. Those last 10 minutes there, and that just sucks. I mean, they should have won, and I mean, I knew fuel was gonna be close, and I was like, well, I guess the speed of this is just, the speed is just gonna keep on going down, and it just stayed. And I saw my relative, and I saw that we weren't gaining much on Hollingsworth, and I was just like, yeah, this is 15 laps into it. I knew I was like, yeah, we're not doing anything here.
I gotta ask Jesus, was there any discussion between you guys, you and Jeff and the rest of the JB2 guys about trying to make the fuel last, or was it always from the beginning split it in half and make it all on raw speed?
Well, we were gonna split it. We knew we were so fast that all we needed was that track position, and the car will hold off there. We didn't want anybody pitting first than us and catching up all that time, and But regardless, I saw a fuel situation, and they were talking about short pitting, and I agreed because I think everybody was going to short pit. I thought we were all going to drop off more than what we did, and about right about before we pitted, I saw it was still three to go. I still had 3 laps extra, and I was like, man, I'm just hopefully we'll catch. Hopefully they drop off more than what they did, and we'll catch them. And that wasn't the case, but good job to Jeff, and good strategy, and Randall, good strategy there, and we'll move on to next week.
Well, I think he about covered it there.
Yeah, that moment when the interviewee hits every nail on the head square, drives him flush.
All I can say is good run, Jesus, and you keep it up. I mean, you're gonna get a win. Keep having trucks like that.
Yeah, man, I gotta thank Jeff and the whole team. We've been practicing a lot, and I think our effort shows. And we just gotta get our stuff, get on the right direction in the cup, which I know we're almost there. We're hitting it, man. And these trucks, we got them figured out. We just got to knock them down. Just got to close them out.
Alrighty, that was your third place finisher. Jesus, Wendell, say his last name because you love to say it.
It's Jesus and Roddy. E3 tonight.
There you go, buddy. I like that.
Yeah. But
it sucks I'm Hispanic and I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, look for this guy in victory lane in the trucks very soon. But before we move on to second and first, I want to grab the random interview tonight.
Well, he can be our second because second place isn't here.
Second place is fired. All right, if you'll, we're not even going to ask. Well, I did ask, but he didn't
Never
respond.
do.
Just snatch him down here. We got Jake Finch in the booth. I hope he's here. But, hey, there he is. All right, rolled off P10 tonight. Ran as high as, I believe, second at one point. Stout truck tonight. But finishing P8. Fuel strategy prevailed tonight. But, Jake, tell us about your night.
Yeah, we had a really fast couch crew chief Chevrolet Silverado tonight. Really wasn't. I was kind of surprised at how fast it was, especially on the long run, because I wasn't really sure how it was going to go. But had a lot of fun tonight. I'm really glad to finally get a decent finish out of my return back over here. I'm having a blast so far, and it was fun to finally race Jeff Backey Jr. really hard because I've never been able to do that before. So that was a lot of fun, and congrats to Jeff Hollingsworth for the win. They used fuel strategy to get the win, so that was pretty cool.
See, what did I tell you in the broadcast? He was going to smile when he drove that truck by Jeff Backey.
Yeah, Jake, I gotta ask. Being that you were a longtime teammate over there at JB2, coming back with a totally different team, totally different circumstances, was that crossing your mind at all? That like you're able to come back and show like, hey, I'm back and better than ever, and able to compete side by side with the team that I left, who is still the number one team in this series.
Yeah, there was one point during the race I think I was racing on the outside of Jeff there, and I came over the radio and told the Paradigm guy, I said, it's really cool to finally race Jeff like I was, because when I used to race over here, I always had to, I raced my teammates a little bit easier than when I would someone else, so racing Jeff was a lot of fun tonight. And throw a shout out to Todd. He got the setup for the night, and it was a really fast truck. So shout out to him and Greg. They didn't get the finishes they wanted, but they definitely did pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I mean you're definitely making some statements here in your return. Glad to have you back over here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Do you have any more
Well,
questions?
that's about it.
Guys, you guys love dead air, don't you?
I was trying to think of something riveting, but there's really not much. Hopefully he can turn that luck into Thursday night as well.
Or we can just kick him out.
Yeah, and as you know, I'm only good for one question.
Did you even ask a question?
Well, kind of. I said, yeah, no, I didn't.
You should go to
Statement?
journalism.
You're gonna-
You should go to journalism school with that one. I'm gonna ask a question with 0 follow-ups.
Well, since Randall didn't stick around for the media interview, if you guys want to
Randall's
pretend,
there.
oh, he's here now. I was gonna pretend to be Randall, and you can just interview me.
Oh, we can do that
I
anyway.
don't think your beard's thick enough.
So, Trey, when you were at a 45-degree angle with an inside wall coming to the segment in, how did you feel?
And what is your current tax rate?
Well, yeah. Well, my tax returns are nobody's business. I figured if the president doesn't have to show his, the president doesn't have to show his, neither do I. And as far as the 45-degree angle, it's very cool because I get to watch myself on the jumbotron.
Oh.
Well, if one of you guys want to go ahead and just snatch him out of midair just like that, bringing him down. Randall Falks finishing P2 tonight after rolling off first. Trouble early, right around the end of first segment, but quality rebound to finish P2 tonight. How you feeling about that, Randall?
I feel pretty good considering the fact that what the strategy was and where we were after the pit stop and saving tires and saving fuel and passing people. It was a mess, but yeah, I'm happy with the second. So it is what it is.
So I know we're all dying to ask, but how did you manage to save that truck there coming to the end of that first segment? Because it looked like it was out of control.
Oh, it was. It was completely gone. I pulled it back in, and I don't know. It just got real loose. I felt about 10 laps in. I told Chuck, I said, I feel this thing going real loose in about 15 laps, and really didn't expect it because based off of what he had said, he'd ran the race and it got tighter. So, but it started getting looser and looser and started losing ground on 7. So I just kind of tried to back it up, and I think that's what got me really loose was backing it up. I noticed in the second run, I said I'm just going to drive it a little bit harder once I save a little bit and see how it goes, see if I can, eat the right front tire up a little bit more, because we definitely ate the right rear up in that first run.
Randall, that second stage, when we went back to green with about 55 to go, I started thinking about fuel mileage and the possibilities of anybody stretching it, or as opposed to splitting it in two and doing it all on straight pace. And we noticed that you didn't really come up through the field like we expected you to, and you didn't really run many blistering laps out there on the start of that stage 2. Was the plan from the beginning to stretch it, or were you more concerned about taking care of the trucks to not get you in that position of having such an out-of-control truck by the end of lap 40?
That's a pretty good question, because it really was just about saving the tires, and I was going to push it to the end and see where we could go, because I really didn't expect to be that close on fuel. I figured we had at least a good 3-4 laps in the bank. I didn't make a good call there, but luckily I had saved just enough before I had pushed it. I think with about 34 to go or 30 to go, somewhere around that range, I noticed that it was right on the number, so I didn't really push it harder after that. I think I had made it up to 9th or 10th or something like that, and when people started pitting, it was on my mind to pit and trying to come back around, but I just decided to wing it, and I was about a lap to the good. Luckily it worked out that we were able to make it, and I ran out of gas coming to the line there.
It'll definitely show some strength as a driver when you can take a car that isn't quite up to snuff with the quicker cars of the night and still come out with second place finish when, as we saw at the end of that first stage, you maybe didn't have the field covered as we're used to you having with the speed that you guys build into those RFR machines.
Yeah, sure thing. It was, like I said, it was crazy. I didn't expect it to get that loose. I didn't expect to have to save fuel like that, and it was a mess. But gotta thank all the guys. They do a good job each and every week putting these things together, with bringing good speed to each series. But congrats to Hollingsworth on that win. Really was able to save a lot of fuel there. I was wondering if he was going to run out, but congratulations to him. That was a hell of an effort.
Yeah, you guys really made it interesting for us to follow and watch as this thing came to a close throughout that entire second stage.
So I have a random off the wall question for you there, Randall. How did you guys get the old man to race the trucks? I know he's not a fan of the trucks. I see you ran in the field, finished P12. What did you do to get the old man in here?
He messaged me last week and said that he wanted to race it. So he said that his band practice or whatever he had that were on Tuesday nights got shifted to Monday night, and said that he likes hanging out and racing with us, so he wanted to know if he could run a truck, and I said sure thing. I ain't gonna say no. So I mean,
Of course not. Yeah. So is this going to be a every week thing for Gil, or is this just a one and done?
well, hell, he finished. I think it's gonna be an every week.
I mean, we brought that up in the broadcast. He's
That's what
still
he
here,
said.
and he finished.
That's what he said. He said I finished one of these things with 4 tires on it. So hell.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome to see Gil. I was, of course, I joined late, had some things to do, and I saw his name up there, and I was like, wow, Gil's actually here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe he'll stick around for this series too. He might. He really seemed to enjoy the truck and seemed to enjoy the way it drove. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be here next week.
Cool beans, cool beans. Guess we should probably get that winter guy in here at some point, wouldn't we?
Well, I think
have
now
to?
is as good a time as any.
Yeah, because, I mean, we know he's the long-winded man, so.
Absolutely, and he is, in fact, our favorite interviewee. Let's bring him down. The driver of the 97 truck for APC, Jeff Hollingsworth, bringing it home P1 tonight after a couple of weeks of bad luck, turning it around, solidifying himself in the chase. Jeff Hollingsworth, how you feeling, bud?
Wendell, that feels great, and you're right. I've had some really, really bad luck past couple of weeks, so it felt good to do this. It was a good race. I was so glad this league runs like it does because it runs clean, and therefore no crazy caution at the end to screw up the strategy.
Well, Jeff, you're already aware. Mickey's still new to us, so he may not be aware. But every week we do questions from Eli, and he wants to know how exactly you were able to save enough gas to solidify your victory tonight.
Well, first off, I got to give some props to Bentley. Bentley had some trouble, so he was toward the back, and then when everybody started bitting, he says, I'm staying out. And I said, you know what, I am too, because my truck didn't handle bag. It just wasn't that fast, And I just throttled it, let off, and rolled through the corners. And I told everybody at the end of the race I had 0.41 gallons in the tank, so 0.4 of a gallon, and then my burnout took 0.2. I was just rolling through the corners, man. Doing, you guys have seen it. I do the turtle thing.
I told the guys that you're going to turn into Jeff, the fuel mileage man here.
Yeah, it works for me, doesn't it? It's pretty cool. Got a great bunch of teammates, man. A couple of them had bad luck. When you have as many people on the track as we do most of the time, somebody's going to have bad luck. And for me this week, it wasn't me. So, that's cool. I hate that Jake had problems, and then he's self-penalized because he didn't realize he had X on the back stretch. But everybody gave it a good shot. Troy had a little bit of trouble there, and he always hangs out and nurses us through the end of it there. He was telling me where everybody was, what was going on, and watching for traffic. And, yep, it's Team APC. We stick together. It's good.
Well, I guess I'll go with the obvious question here. Clearly, you kind of knew. You said earlier your truck didn't have the speed. It handled good, but didn't have the speed. It kind of pointed out in practice. We kind of saw where you were down the charts. You managed to get a decent Q lap in, but once you hit that, took the green flag for segment 2, was that just the plan all along? Once Bentley had kind of told you what he figured out, you just figured we weren't going to get a caution looking at how the night had gone and just manage it and try and get that, what'd you say, 0.4 of a gallon there? Try to stay that to the good?
Not right off the bat. Right off the bat, I just wanted to make it last longer because if you notice during the first segment, I let people go, and then they came back to me. Ended up 5th in the first segment. Just
we noticed
from them coming back. And so on this one, I didn't think about the fuel thing until Bentley said it. Honestly, he says, I'm not pitting. Because he was, I think he restarted back in the teens somewhere. And he says, I'm staying out, and everybody pitted, and it just rolled around, and it was me. And I said, I'm not either, because it's driving fine. I'm not wrecking loose or anything. I'll just mind the pedal and ride it out, see what happens. And that's what happened.
Yeah, Bentley's P20 to P4 tonight. That's quite the rebound.
Well, he's a wheel man. He's that guy can definitely, and the trucks are one of his favorite things to do. So you'll see a lot of Bentley.
So I have a random question for you, Jeff, since I was late to the race and don't really know what transpired. So I'm gonna go totally off the wall here. So it's week 13 in iRacing. What do you usually do in week 13? And are you gonna try the Nissan road car at the Figure 8 track?
No, I don't. Honestly, week 13 to me means testing or doing league stuff. I don't play around and do any of it. A lot of my teammates are running. I guess the B is the only thing running this week. So of course, APC guys build a badass setup for that. But I have the worst luck in open B races, and so I'm just staying away from them. I won't do any official or any stuff. I'll just do the league stuff. Of course, your league tomorrow. Hopefully, I do better than last week, and then we got us on Thursday. And usually, I have a Friday and a Saturday night league. They run IWCR, and this week I don't know. We'll just figure out something to do. I don't know.
Busy man there, Mr. Hollingsworth.
Yeah,
I like racing, man. I'm a wheel.
I can't blame you, yeah.
It's fun. It's what I do. I love hanging out with my teammates. I was telling Scotty there, he came and visit me up there while I was waiting on y'all. And, this is more, the trucks is more of kind of the fun thing for us. I mean, of course we're serious about it, but we don't sit here and pound out a setup for it or anything, obviously, right? But we have fun and we hang out as a team, and then Thursday nights we use the good stuff.
Well, you could have fooled us. You looked pretty professional tonight.
Long runs, I told you guys. It was fun. I was grinning pretty big those last two. Even though Todd, man, apparently I did something last week to him. Whatever it is, Todd, I'm sorry. I don't recall, but anyway, he was right on me, but he was just playing around, I guess.
Yeah, we just thought he didn't want to run another lap. It's like, no, you go ahead. I don't want to have to do another lap.
I tried to let him go, and he wouldn't pass.
When your truck is as evil as some of them were tonight, you're willing to just stay. And the rest of the lap early.
I hear you. I've done that before, too.
Well, we know it's the first of many, Jeff, but congrats on your first truck win of the OCRL career.
I don't know. I mean, one is great with me. One and done. If I could get everybody on my team to win one, that'd be awesome with me. So we could all be in the chase, but highly unlikely. But we have the drivers. It's just luck,
Well, you proved tonight. You don't have to have the fastest truck to win. You just need to be in the right place at the right time.
I prove that every week. Come on, guys.
Wow. I don't know. You're pretty quick in that cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cup car is what I like.
Keep you away from Gil this week. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you're selling yourself a little short there, Jeff. You got plenty of talent, man.
I wish I was as good in them open wheel cars. I bet you do too, Trey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still learning, man. I'm still learning. I appreciate you not kicking me out of your league yet. So there's that. Anyways, I'm having a good time, and I really like racing with these guys, and hopefully they'll get to know my other teammates good. A lot of them race with them, in the official stuff regularly, So, but I had a bunch of really good guys, and wanted to get them all over here, and have a great time at this league. To me, I mean, we were just talking about it. This is the best league I've ever been in. So, there's that.
I'm glad they got to see how we kind of ended last year with long green runs, and you get to make your own strategy and not rely on some crazy wild green-white checker to determine the order, the finish order.
No, I loathe the restarts and those things. Hate them. It makes me nervous. I'm more or less let people go unless it's like me racing for the win there. But hate the restarts, hate those last minute cautions, and that's another reason why I really like racing here.
Well, as long as we can keep Austin Dillon out of here, I think we'll be good on those late race cautions.
Yeah, that guy. Oh my gosh, with him and his 8-foot tall zombie wife. What the hell, man?
Oh my god!
Have you seen her, man? She's like, yeah, she's in love with him, right? Right. She's a freaking head taller, and she doesn't have a unibrow. I mean, she's a fashion person. Seems like she'd do something about his unibrow and his stupid cowboy hat. What is he? I mean,
damn, I should get him on my podcast.
I like this.
I am not a Dylan fan.
We would have had some fun talking about Dylan if you joined us Sunday night.
Hey, if my name was Dylan, I'd be racing in the Cup Series too. That's the way I'm putting it.
I don't know. Speaking of podcast, Thomas, what are you doing Monday night around 9 p.m. Eastern?
Who that?
You, Hollingsworth.
Oh, I don't think I have anything scheduled.
You do now.
I could squeeze you in.
Would you like to join us for the OCRL podcast?
Oh my goodness, I'll be famous and stuff.
Well, you're already famous.
At least 7 people will hear your voice.
7 whole people. I love listening to the podcast.
Probably like 6.5 of those are the people who listen to you every Thursday.
Mickey got it,
6.5.
Right? That's what I do on Thursdays at lunch from the old DMV. I'm at lunch and I check the podcast. I like listening to it. It's really neat. You guys do a good job with that. It's fun to listen to. And what's cool is it's not just bland and random because you guys actually know the drivers here and you know their characteristics. You know what I mean? And you could actually talk about them. You know what you're talking about. So it's a lot different from any other league I've been in. Never seen nothing like it.
Well, anyone mind if I plug a podcast at the moment?
Oh no, we're shutting you down, sir.
Shut down. Mic off. Banned from server.
Jeff and I just started a weekly NASCAR podcast all about what goes on in the real NASCAR series.
Wow. I'm pretty sure that hasn't been paid for, so you don't get to talk about that.
The executive producer has spoken.
But tell them where they find it.
Well, right now we've got it posted to SoundCloud, but we're still working out some kinks. We have our first episode Daytona up there. Second episode for Atlanta should be up tomorrow, I think. So, but I share them all over my Facebook page. So if we're that's probably the best way to find it at the moment.
So if you want to unblock Eric
to weed through the liberal,
let's say unblock Eric from his liberal post, see the podcast, then reblock him.
Oh man, y'all doing
well,
politics
still. You could just follow the Just Fans podcast page, and it'll be posted there too every week.
Well, Jeff. So I'm pretty sure that I could speak for Thomas and Jeff Backey that we do the podcast. If you can make it Monday night, we'd love to have you. And maybe we'd go from 6.5 viewers to 8.5 with you joining us.
Yeah, because I'll get my wife and my dogs to listen.
There it is.
Hey, no joke, man. My mom
dogs
listens,
count
so
as 2.
Hey,
dogs count as 2.
I got 2 dogs, so we got 4.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I don't know how great it'll be for me.
You'll see just
or
how
for you guys, me there, but whatever I can do, I'll help out, man.
Well, you'll just see how it's not as smooth as it appears once we're done editing.
It does. It's really professional. I mean, I enjoy it. It's neat.
I believe the first 3 weeks in a row, Trey, didn't Jeff Backey forget his own name?
Yes, he does.
How does somebody do that?
Hard work and determination.
Names are hard.
Heavy petting from Bert, probably.
Eye contact.
All right, we should probably wrap this up. Let Hollingsworth get out of here and
too much fun.
Indeed.
Celebrate his win.
Hollingsworth, again, solidifying himself into the chase at the end of this 2017 A season. That's got to be one thing out of the way. Now we just need 3 or 4 more wins from the guy.
Yeah, or like I said, I'd be willing to sacrifice one for me for my teammates because they're good dudes, and I know you'll see them up in there. They're good drivers.
Well, you heard
For
it here.
sure.
You only heard it here, at least until Tuesday when the podcast comes out.
Or until I share it on Facebook.
That too. But yeah. So I guess we're gonna take them out. Real quick. I gotta throw this out there. Make sure you tune in Thursday night for the highly anticipated return of Patrick O'Toole back to the OCRL. He's making
It'd be
his
nice to get another.
making his 2017 A debut
Right.
in the Cup car Thursday night. You're gonna see it here live, OCRL TV, only on Twitch.
Man, I need to talk to that guy.
I mean, that's one of Hollingsworth's favorite Kyle Busch fans.
Oh my gosh, that guy's in so much denial.
Well, we can talk about it Thursday night in the Cup car.
10-4. That'll be fun.
But for the entire crew, minus Fredericks, because I'm too good to show up on Tuesday. We got Matt Kingston, Thomas Morse, Trey Landry, Eric Mickey joining us. Hopefully have him back soon. I'm Wendell. We appreciate you joining us. And until we see you next week, or at least next couple days, take it easy.
See ya!